Hello and welcome to the Pup Mommy. This is a channel where I share my practical hands-on experience of everything that I've learned, including my mistakes, in owning, loving, and caring for dogs for close to 35 years. Multiple breeds, large and small, puppies to seniors. And I share my passion, want to share my passion for dogs with you in this channel as well, and also by offering a personalized service that helps you find the perfect breed that matches your personality, your lifestyle, and also one that you can safely handle. If you would like to know more about that personalized service and some of the other ancillary services that go along with that, I'll leave a link to my website and my calendar in the description section. In this video, I want to address that topic that comes up every time this year, and that is puppy for Christmas. So if you are thinking of gifting a puppy to a loved one or to yourself during this holiday season, I would like you to hear me out as to why I think it's a terrible idea. Now, I know that there may be a number of people out there who are watching this right now. You promised your child a puppy for Christmas, or you and your spouse talked about it and you decided now is the right time for a puppy. But really think about it from this perspective. First of all, in the holiday time, you've got a lot of things going on. You've got a lot of events, you've got a lot of busyness, you've got people coming in and out, you have all sorts of things going on. When you adopt a puppy is a 10 to 15 year commitment. Sometimes it's more than that because of the dogs and the breed of dog and its lifespan. All right, when you bring a puppy home, it's the same thing as bringing a baby home. A puppy is a four-legged baby. It's going to demand attention. You've got to focus on that dog. And you can't necessarily focus when you've got all sorts of things going on all around the house, people coming in, people coming over, in and out, presents wrapping, baking, the Christmas tree or whatever, holiday that you're celebrating. The puppy should be your main focus, and you immediately start socializing it and training it. And you can't necessarily do that with all of these things going on. And that puts the puppy at a disadvantage. Also consider that when you're bringing a puppy home, the puppy is usually 8 weeks, 10 weeks, 12 weeks. You've got a little dog there that's brand new to an environment, brand new to you. It needs comfort, it needs care, it needs attention. Not necessarily something that you can give it at this time of year with everything going on. Another key point here also is when this is the time of year when it's very emotional. And emotional from memories, for anticipation of events. And many times those emotions lead to impulse buys. And whether you buy a dog from a shelter, you buy a dog from a rescue, you buy a dog from a breeder, your chances of getting the wrong dog multiply exponentially. I've seen many people in shelters go up and down the line of the cages, and I'll tell you, it's really heartbreaking. I never leave a shelter without tears because you see all of these dogs needing homes. At the same time, you see people walking in, they're looking and they're looking and they're looking. It's not like they have a plan or that they really know what they're looking for. There are so many times I have heard, well, I'll know the right dog when I see it. Or the dog will speak to me. It'll speak to my heart. Or else you see, I'll know it when I look into the dog's eyes and the dog looks at me. And that is what increases the problems of getting the wrong dog. In the first quarter of the following year, after the holiday season is over, is when rescues and shelters see the greatest number of owner surrenders. And that's because people got the wrong dog. That cute little fluff ball that you were looking at, all of a sudden, 3 months later, 4 months later, that dog is now 30, 40, 50 pounds and more, and it's still growing. A lot of people don't understand how much time a puppy takes. And it takes a lot of time. And this time of year, the focus is not necessarily on the puppy, it's on everything else going on around the puppy. And you also have to consider, too, that, I mentioned earlier about the age of the puppy. This is a time when things imprint on a puppy's mind, on a puppy's being. And how you treat a puppy in the first months of its life stays with it for the rest of its life. All right, so think about that very carefully. And also, too, when I'm talking about where you go to get a puppy, I mean, I belong to a number of Facebook groups right now, and I'm telling you, the private messaging and all kinds of things that are going on behind the scenes, it's a backyard breeder's paradise. And so many of these backyard breeders, when I actually engage in a one-on-one with them, like, what kind of health documentation do you provide? What are the pedigrees? Can I see the pedigrees from the parents, the grandparents, and even the great-grandparents? What is your warranty? What is your guarantee? And what do I get? Crickets. Crickets. And people are selling dogs $800, $1,500, and you don't know anything about that dog, and they don't test for the genetics, they don't test for health, and it's just one big ripoff and a scam. And yes, there are some good breeders out there, but I'll tell you, this time around, your odds of getting the wrong dog and getting an unhealthy dog, or a dog with, the wrong temperament that doesn't fit your lifestyle, your personality, again, those odds go way up. So what I would like to do is, I would end this video by saying, again, getting a dog is not bringing a dog into your family is like bringing another family member in. It's a four-legged baby. A dog is a four-legged child. And there are so many people out there that spend more time trying to figure out what to watch on Netflix than they do in picking out a dog. But I will say this, dogs are just wonderful things to have in your family. They're wonderful additions to your family, but you've got to do it right. And I mean this when I say this, that the dog of your dreams may not necessarily be the right dog for you at this point in your life. And adopting a dog is a balance between your head, your heart, and your instincts. So with that, I'm going to close this by saying, 60% of dogs adopted are returned within the first 6 months. The majority of them are returned within the first 2 months. I don't want you or the dog to be a statistic because you acted without thinking things through. All right. And if I can also add one more pet peeve, if you've already decided that you've gotten a dog for Christmas, a puppy for Christmas, you're surprising your spouse, you're surprising your children, you're surprising your parents or grandparents, please do one thing for me. Don't put the dog in a Christmas box. Please. A dog is a live being. It is not a pair of slippers. It's not a pair of gloves. It is not a toy. All right, you get an 10-week-old puppy. You put it in a box, and then you put the lid on it. It's dark in there. All right, you don't put a baby in a box and even when people say, well, it's only for a minute, it's only for 2 minutes, you'd be surprised how fast time goes. It could be equally 5 minutes or even a little bit more. That little tiny little puppy is in that box in the black, and it hears all these sounds going on around it. It doesn't know what the heck is going on, what's happening. And then all of a sudden you carry it and you bring it in, and then the top comes off and surprise! And then there's more pandemonium, and that poor little puppy is practically confused and scared out of its wits. Please don't do that. If you're going to surprise someone with a puppy, take the puppy, put it in your arms, and then give it to the person. And give it to them calmly and show them how to approach the dog, how to pet the dog, especially with children. Again, I say, imprint on a puppy is very, very, it happens in the first few months of its life, and it stays with it for the rest of its life. Let's get you off to a good start. All right, if you need any help finding the right dog for you and your family, please do contact me. I want to say thank you very much for watching this video. I hope I wasn't too preachy, but this is a topic that's near and dear to my heart because I don't want to see more dogs end up in shelters or abandoned, or people not enjoying what should be the most wonderful experience of their life because they got the wrong dog. All right, so with that, I'm going to say thank you very much for watching again. Don't forget to click and subscribe, and bye for now.